let's go through the mechanics first to end tonight, like perfect and slow, and through the whole progression of what it would look like mechanically to do it. And then next week we can break it up into parts, okay? So on the bridge and roll no-gi, it's gonna look like this, or MMA. Todd's on top. And I can't let him get up underneath my elbows, right? So he's gonna try and climb up underneath there, and I have to maintain this posture and be disciplined and keep my elbows down, because if he gets up here, this is way different from here, okay? So everything begins with maintaining this posture, right? Now I'm gonna bring my feet up. I'm not gonna worry about bumping them forward or getting a leg flat in the middle. My hands are just here, and then I'm gonna tilt my hip up a little and raise it a little bit, right? And so here, get a good mount. Good. Feels comfortable, yeah?
Yeah.
Here.
Less comfortable.
Less comfortable, right? So that way I've connected to him before I bridge. That little detail makes a huge difference. If I just bridge from here with my hip already on the ground, I'd lose a lot of energy. If I take a moment to get a connection first before I bridge, now I'm going to be good, right? Now I'm going to bridge, and I'm going to bring him forward. And as he falls, I lead my hips up. And then my arm shoots up, and I pummel elbow down first. I bring my ear to my chest, my shoulder, and I bridge to 12 o'clock. Okay? So I'm not grabbing his arm like this, which is super hard. They're strong. It's like this, elbow pummel, right? So you're doing an external rotation with your thumb and retraction. So again, mounted. Begins with me keeping him low, get a good connection, bring his hands down to the mat. While his hands are down to the mat, now I push my feet, so I slide myself up. Once I get here, I just bring my ear to my shoulder and I look to 12 o'clock. And as long as I have that 12 o'clock angle, there's nothing he's going to do that's going to keep him on top, unless he starts to get into using his legs, which will count, okay? So that's the whole progression, nice and slow. We want to just do it perfect back and forth. We're here, you're down on bottom, maybe I grab an arm this way, right? My ear goes to my shoulder, ear goes to my shoulder. That gets your head out of the way. If you don't do that, your angle will be off. So if I just bridge and roll right here, my angle is going to be here, and if they have good base, I won't roll them over, okay? The angle needs to be here, just off 12 o'clock, okay? So once I wrap up the arm, I bring my ear to my shoulder, and I look. And where I look is where I'm going to take their weight. So right now I'm looking at 12 o'clock. And now as I lift my hips up, my hip should always touch the mat before my knee, okay? Otherwise I've broken my movement. So it's up, my hip will touch that mat before my knee. The mistakes people make on this, which is why people give up on this and stop doing it, is they'll panic and they'll bridge right from here. You didn't get your head out of the way, so you wind up trying to bridge in this way. You're looking here, but they're just going to go over here and pose, and it won't work. That's number one. Number two, to get the angle right, they bridge, and then, see how I broke my hip? Your hip goes back, and then sometimes they wind up taking your back or being on top of you, because you broke the line of that movement, okay? So my ear to my shoulder, 12 o'clock, my hips come up, and then over that way. That should be the bridge and roll. Okay, keep going a couple more times. I'm not going to attempt this unless my elbows were down, right? If you crawled up higher, I've got to battle to get back to this position before I start to do anything else, right? I bridge and bring it forward. I go to wrap up an arm, retract the arm. Pull that arm out. So then I just go the other side, right? Why when I go here and he pulls the arm out, can I grab the other one? Because my hips are bam. Watch. Bridge. Now as you go to wrap up an arm, drop your hip. Good. Now bridge. Try and get the other arm. Okay. Now bridge. Hold your hips up in the air. I can't retract my other arm because if his hips are up, I can't take my hand off the mat when I fall. Right? Bridge and not be forward. Keep your hips up high. Good. It's very difficult for me to take two hands off the mat right now because sits in there. Even if I was going to go to hit him, I would have to lift with one hand and then bump me this way. Okay, so that's what keeps their arms there for you to catch. If he bridges, drops his hips, and then tries to wrap the arm, it won't work. I mean, it might. You got to be really quick, right? He bridges, tries to wrap up my arm, I pull it out, hips are down. Your hips stay up the whole time. Elbows down more. Bridge, hips up. Good. Now look to get an arm. That's right. That's it. Because I couldn't lift both hands off the mat. I'm out bottom. Todd's on top. I'm working. I go to bridge to bring him forward, and he refuses to fall forward because he's hipping in all the time. Right? So that's the energy I'm getting. I want to bridge and bring him forward, but he's not letting me. That's why I'm going to execute that. That's the perfect time for that. Okay. Go through that slow. When you get the right pressure, then it's almost effortless, right? So I'm going to go to bridge. I want to bring him forward, but he's not letting me. So now my hand goes just to the other side of the middle of his belly button, right? Not quite in the middle, but just offset just a little bit. My leg drops. This is locked in place. And now my angle is not this way, it's towards my left foot. And that takes him right over his head. So he's an easy roll, okay? And again, it's like everything else in jiu-jitsu, it's about the angle. So we can do it in the air. Guys sit like this. Maybe you bridge, they don't fall forward. Here, my hand goes behind me. And I sit up and touch my toes. That's your stiff arm Hickson's LMA state, okay? Bridge, here. That's the pressure. Okay, so one more time, he's on top. These are designed to go together. I want to bring him forward because I want to roll him and get on top, but he's not letting me. He's leaning back. And that becomes my pressure. Okay, let's finish with that. Go ahead. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for frequent updates because we're updating this every week. And make sure you comment and like and share our videos. We appreciate it, and we definitely try and respond to all the comments. And if you like what we're doing and you like the material, check out SBG University, SBGU, and you're going to see a ton more in much greater depth than what you see here on YouTube. Thank you very much.